Hi, Cancer. Welcome to your tarot reading. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. Either way, thank you so very much for sharing your energy with me. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to pull a traditional Celtic cross spread. Whatever message comes out is what the collective needs to hear at this time. I've set that intention with my deck and with my guides. So if you are here because this is in your feed, then this message is for you. And if you are here because of the title, then this is definitely for you. So let's get into the tarot and see what Spirit has. I also have some oracle decks that I will pull from in the extended, and we'll pull any clarifiers if we need any, and we'll go deeper into the message. You're welcome to purchase a membership, or you can purchase the single video through Patreon. I'll have that link down below. So be sure and like the video and subscribe if you like the messages. And all your interactions really help to grow my channel, but they also help push the videos out for others. So definitely appreciate you guys doing that. Thank you. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords is worry. It's anxiety, kind of staying up late at night, worrying, right? Unable to sleep. It's just like a really stressful energy, right? So maybe needing to kind of explore that. What is stressing you out? How do you handle that? When you have an anxious mind and you feel restless at night, what do you do with that energy, right? So this could be like replaying situations, you know, worst case scenario type of thinking, like whatever situation you are going through, which we will get to with the tarot in a moment. But this is about needing to change your mindset because you're fearing the worst, right? You're feeding into that anxiety and that stress. And, you know, some meditation could help, long walks can help, journaling really helps me. It's just needing to calm your mind here. So the situation is the Sun. This is Leo energy. And the Sun is my favorite card in the deck. It's just that, you know, bright, sunny, happy, that inner child happiness, right? You have the child on the horse there, and you have sunflowers, which, you know, always turn to the sun. So it's like, you know, always look to the sun for happiness. And it's just like that vibrant, optimistic, and like getting all that clarity, right? I always think of that sun as like a big light bulb, right? Like shining the light on things and bringing clarity here. So I feel like your happiness and like getting back to optimism and that vitality in life is really the present situation right now in your energy, right? Whether you're aware of it or not, it has something to do with your vitality, your health, your enthusiasm for life, right? And then connecting to your own inner child so that you can have that energy and optimism in life. The blockage here is the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is a gift from Spirit. All the aces are gifts from the divine. So the Ace of Wands is about new possibilities, inspiration, creativity, adventure. So this is like, you know, it could be even traveling. So I feel like this has like a hesitation around it, right? Like not accepting some kind of new beginning or not having that passion and drive for life. This is, I always think of it as like reigniting the spark, right? For life, for again, the vitality, the optimism, the happiness. So I feel like there is kind of like this failure to kind of really like take control and be happy, right? I feel like there's like this inaction on your part, whatever that is. Like um you're not really like driven to go after some kind of new opportunity here. And that could be because you know, you're driven by fear or failure, or you know, you're just not willing to get out of your comfort zone here. But there is this need to like really find that passion and optimism again in life. This sun is the energy that you want to be in, but you're blocking yourself off here. And the root cause of this situation is the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is that inner knowing, right? This is divine knowledge, that connection with spirit, trusting your intuition, your self knowledge. Maybe you're just not trusting yourself here in a situation, or this could be like needing to trust in your intuition. You could feel very disconnected for whatever reason. A disconnection from your guides, a disconnection from your intuition. You may be looking for answers outside of yourself, or relying too heavily on guidance from others, and you're not trusting your own influence. You're relying too much on others' influence here in order for your happiness, right? So you're kind of, in a way, giving your power away to others, because at the end of the day, it's up to you to bring your happiness, right? It's up to you to make yourself happy. But when you're sitting in this Nine of Swords, this worry, this fear, and you're not taking action on your own happiness, you're kind of giving that power away, right? And with the High Priestess here, it's like needing to trust your own intuition and your own self-knowledge. You may not see everything right now, because the High Priestess is about things behind the veil, right? This is like secrets and the unknown. So you may not see everything right now, especially with that Nine of Swords and that worry, but just trusting and having that optimism and that again, that really good just clarity, the inner knowing, like clarity in yourself, clarity in the divine here. So in the recent past, what is affecting the situation is the Eight of Wands. So you could have received communication about something, whatever that is. This could be communication about from another person, some kind of information that came in, right? And it's really kind of put you in a negative thought pattern. This is also about maybe some stagnation or delays, because the Ace of Wands is a blockage, and the Eight of Wands could be about like your enthusiasm and what you'd been anticipating, and it's really kind of like blockages and delays, hang-ups, those kind of inconveniences. So this is like a need to understand that there may be obstacles. Don't let that take away from your enthusiasm, right? Don't let that one situation take away your power, right? Just like a need to continue on your present path towards this happiness, right? One bad situation or one interaction doesn't determine your entire life, right? It's a lesson. Learn that lesson and move forward here. So the message from your guides or your higher self, we have the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is about, it can be about building stability and conserving resources, right? But it can also be about holding on to things too tightly. Holding on to material possessions is never going to satisfy your need for security, right? Like constantly holding on to materialism is not going to help you with security. So this can have to do with money. This can just be holding on to a mindset or holding on to this situation that's taking your power, right? So this can be a job that you're at. This could be a relationship that you were in or still in, and you're kind of letting it take your power and letting it, disconnect you from self. And it's a need to kind of release control and let go of that. Don't try to hold on to things, because that's what's going to cause that Nine of Swords, that worry and anxiety. With the Four of Pentacles, like, don't hold on to things, especially material things, right? And then again, like needing to focus inward rather than outward, because the outside materialism or controlling people or situations, like that's never going to serve you. That's not going to bring you happiness. Again, you are in control of your happiness. You can't control other people. So in the immediate future, we have the Temperance card. So Temperance is about moderation. This is about harmony. It's also a divine timing type of card. But it's also about like needing, again, to kind of like call upon your guides for support and taking a balanced approach to things. When you kind of like trust in spirit and trust in your intuition, it's going to bring better results than, you trying to work things out on your own. But Temperance is about remaining balanced and taking a moderate approach, trusting that the results you want will take time, right? But just having that trust, and trust in yourself, trust in your intuition, and trust in spirit, which is very difficult to do. But um, when you're working towards trying to achieve something in your life, you don't have to do it alone, right? Because this is an archangel. Like, you have your guides. Call upon them for assistance, look for the signs, and then follow that guidance. And be flexible while going through this, right? Because it's kind of like a spiritual awakening, right? It's not going to happen overnight, but balance and moderation are going to take time. It's going to take work, and this is just a need to kind of like balance everything, right? Your mind, body, and soul. So you could like even be feeling lost right now, right? In order to move forward to your highest self, and you just need to kind of surrender to the plans of what spirit has for you, right? And again, I know that that's not easy to do, to just surrender, but in the meantime, again, meditate, journal, go for walks, talk to friends, find a spiritual community that you can lean on, people that you can talk to about different things. Study something new, but just try to, she has one foot in the water and one foot on ground. So balance your emotions and your logic and your energy here. Maybe study something new in order to calm your mind. Study new ways of meditating, new ways of finding joy. What is your happiness, right? Like, what makes you happy? Is it nature? Is it plants? Is it animals? Like, find what your happiness is, and get balanced, right? So in your thoughts and feelings, we have the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles is a grounded, stable energy. This is earth energy towards Virgo, Capricorn. So he is just he's focused on stability and wealth building, right? Generosity. So this is like that earth, that grounded energy, but he has all of these pentacles, right? So again, it's a slower moving energy, but it just requires you to kind of like take control of financial decisions, and then again, staying grounded and practical in those things. So you could be feeling very grounded and practical at this time. You could be very focused on your stability, right? But just like the negative side of that could be being too focused on material wealth, or too focused on um, money and resources and things of that nature. And again, it's about needing to release that control and let spirit bring things together in a way that it's meant to. So, just kind of, again, stay grounded, stay practical, right? Again, don't make like rash decisions. That comes with balancing your emotions here. So you could have like a big focus on stability, and that doesn't even have to be money, right? That can just be in life in general, like a stable home, a stable income, stable family, stable mindset, right? So in your environment, the influence here is the tower. So the tower is about, it can be seen very negatively by people, I feel. And it can be like a really jarring time, but it has to do with sudden change. It has to do with like a complete breakdown of like a mentality or a way of being, right? So this is about breaking everything down and freeing yourself so that you can build on a solid foundation, right? So for instance, if this is about your thoughts on money, we have the stability here. So maybe needing to completely break down your belief system in money and build from a different mindset, right? Like different way of looking at resources, a different way of being. But remaining optimistic and balanced in the meantime, right? But there could have been a very big change that happened in your environment recently, right? This could have been a change in job that has you now focusing in a different way and needing to remain balanced through that. This could have been a relationship that broke down, and now you're needing to rebuild on your own, or rebuild like from a stable, grounded mentality. But there is like this change and this a need to let go of a way of being or doing things, right? Because it's about facing change. Like, there is change in your environment, in your energy. And this is needing to embrace that, finding your happiness again, right? So if this broke down, if this was a job or a relationship, some kind of mindset here, and it broke down, why did it break down, right? Like, get honest with yourself, be real with yourself. Why did this break down? Because it wasn't built on a solid foundation, right? And sometimes that's hard to look at because we feel like we've made a mistake. And I don't feel like you made a mistake. It's a lesson to be learned. So look at the lesson that needs to be learned from it, right? Why did that fall apart? Why did that job fall apart? Were you in your ego? Were you chasing money instead of what brings you joy and happiness, right? I feel like that's a huge thing that people do nowadays. Like, and don't get me wrong, like I understand money is important and you want to make as much money as you can, but when you're chasing that from a place of ego, there's always the possibility that that could fall apart. And your hopes and fears, we have the moon card. So the moon is about, again, your intuition, but this is about things coming to light. This is about things being hidden and then coming to light, like shining the light on things, right? It kind of reveals aspects of yourself and illuminating your dark side, the self-defeating negative traits that you have, those thought patterns that you have, relationship patterns you have, money issues that you have, right? Like that deep-seated shadow work that we all have to do, right? Like changing your thought patterns around stability and money and resources, changing your thought patterns around relationships and how we build those, right? So I feel like you are really hoping for things to come to light, maybe wanting to kind of trust in your intuition and really being able to maybe deepen your spiritual practice here. It can be about psychic development as well, because again, it's about your intuition. But you could also have like underlying fears. You could be fearing, things coming to light, or, that there are secrets and things of that nature. So the potential outcome, we have the Knight of Pentacles, and I love this card. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. So again, this is not going to happen overnight, but things that are built from a grounded and stable place are never built overnight. It takes time to do that. But that doesn't mean things aren't moving forward. It's just not going to progress super quickly. So this is about long term, right? Steady progress built over time, but it's going to last. So, if you're building a relationship, it is about putting in that work and, focusing on the day to day. If this is about a job, it is really focusing on the details and putting in the work day in and day out. And then staying optimistic along the way, right? This sun card here, like putting in the work, but then staying optimistic as you do it, because again, it's not going to grow overnight. Just realizing that it is in those small details and that building things. This could be about like your personal or your spiritual goals and your routine, right? Again, with the meditation, the journaling, that's part of your routine, and it's going to help you with your mindsets. And it does help you manifest as well, because you're focusing on what you want to bring to fruition. So I feel like this is some kind of like whole new beginning for you, and just building slowly but surely over time, that slow, steady progress. But it's going to be very stable, and it's going to help with that Nine of Swords, right? Like that negative thought patterns and playing those situations over and over again. So, it's not, again, it's not a fast moving energy, but it is putting in that work day to day and really remaining patient and realistic about your expectations, and keeping the optimism as you work through that. That's the hard part, right? Like when you want a manifestation, when you want something, putting in the work every single day and showing up for yourself and trusting yourself and your intuition on what you want to build, and then constantly showing up for that, right? I think the mental part of that is one of the most difficult, because we all wake up and we do things and we move forward. But where's your mental state? Like, are you focused on the negative? Are you focused on the positive? Are you focusing on what you do want to build and then putting in the work towards that? Right. So I can sit here and say, I want $1 million, and then just sit on my couch and eat chips and watch TV, right? Like, that's not going to bring me $1 million. What steps am I taking? What practical application am I making towards my goals? Whether this is a relationship, your spirituality, or a job, what are you doing to bring your manifestations to fruition? What are you doing for yourself, your happiness here, right? This optimism. what are you doing for your joy and happiness? So I love this message. I think it's pretty profound, a little deep, but we're going to go ahead and go into the extended, and we'll pull some cards on what you don't see coming, and we'll get some advice from spirit. I have a few oracle decks out here and an angel number deck that we'll pull from. So again, if you want to join the membership, feel free to hit the join button. If you just want the one video, there will be a link down below for Patreon. If this is where we part, then I wish you the best. I hope this message helped, and I will see you next time. Bye.